A golden frog clings to a wet leaf in a Costa Rican rainforest. 20 years ago. Droplets slide across its luminous skin. Perfectly normal. Unremarkable. Then, within months, it's gone. Not hunted. Not poisoned. Starved out by a habitat that collapsed overnight. But not because of what you'd expect. So what actually happened to these frogs? Amphibians have survived 5 mass extinctions. They outlasted dinosaurs. They've been on Earth for over 300 million years. But in the last 2 decades, a single invisible killer has erased species before we even knew they existed. And it's still spreading. Scientists used to think amphibian decline was straightforward: habitat loss, climate change, pollution. But starting in the 1990s, researchers like Joyce Longcore at the University of Maine noticed something bizarre. Frogs and salamanders were vanishing from pristine, untouched rainforests. Zero human activity. Perfect conditions. And the bodies showed no signs of injury or starvation. The culprit? A chytrid fungus called Batrachochytrium dendrobatidis. Discovered in 1998 by pathologist Thomas Berger in Switzerland. Invisible. Microscopic. And catastrophic. Here's what makes it lethal: the fungus colonizes frog skin. Not to feed on the frog, to feed on the keratin in it. But amphibian skin does something critical: it absorbs water and electrolytes. Salt. Calcium. Once the fungus colonizes that barrier, ions start leaking out. The frog's electrolytes crash. Heart stops. Dead within days. In 2006, researcher Karen Lips at the University of Maryland documented the wave as it moved through Central America. One population after another, species by species, vanishing like dominoes. BD, as it's called, has now infected 6 continents and nearly 700 amphibian species. Here's where it gets darker. A second chytrid fungus, Batrachochytrium salamandrivorans, discovered in 2013, is even worse. This one kills faster. It's ravaging European newt populations. And it came from Asia, likely hitching rides on the global pet trade. Scientists used to think the 2 fungi were unrelated evolutionary accidents. But molecular analysis by researchers at UC San Diego in 2020 showed they share a common ancestor. This isn't random. It's a pattern. And where there's a pattern, there's a mechanism. Both fungi evolved the same solution to the same problem: how to turn amphibian skin into a meal. The worst part? We're spreading it. Hiking boots. Fishing gear. Imported frogs sold in the pet trade. In 2012, research from the Amphibian Survival Alliance documented that the global pet frog trade has moved BD into regions where it never naturally occurred. Every frog imported, every contaminated equipment crossing borders, is a vector. Some populations have developed immunity. A bacterial coating on their skin seems to inhibit fungal growth. In 2017, researcher Vance Vredenberg at San Francisco State University found that certain wild Sierra Nevada frogs had evolved resistance. But evolution is slow. BD is fast. Why should you care? Because amphibians are early warning systems. They're the canaries in the coal mine. Frogs and salamanders regulate insect populations, filter water, and form the base of countless food webs. Lose them, and ecosystems don't just lose a species, they collapse. In Central American rainforests, the absence of frogs has led to insect explosions that are now eating the trees. The fungus doesn't just kill the frog. It rewires the entire living world around it. And we created the conditions for it to spread. Globalized trade. Climate-driven habitat fragmentation. Stacked vulnerabilities. If you want more stories about the invisible forces reshaping life on Earth, consider supporting this channel on Patreon. The community there gets scripts early and helps choose what we cover next. Next time, how a single virus, millions of years ago, rewrote human DNA. And we still don't know why it happened. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe.